Hello and welcome back to my channel. It's been over a year. I last put out a video last year in June to say that I was finished with YouTube and I wasn't going to upload anymore, and I gave all my reasons as to why. I have had recently a change of heart. I really miss posting on YouTube. I miss connecting with you all. I miss producing content. I just had a change of heart, so I thought I'd give it a go again. I'm going to be much more casual and relaxed about it this time. I think it's mostly going to be vlog kind of style book videos. I wasn't really enjoying doing my single book reviews. They didn't do very well on this platform, and I don't have lots of big hot takes about books in that way. I just really enjoy reading and wanted to share that with you. I've been enjoying posting on TikTok more recently and on Instagram, so you can find those links in the description if you want to connect with me there. But I'm looking forward to coming back and trying being a bit more casual with my content. I think I was just struggling with holding myself accountable to posting weekly when I don't even do that on any other platform, so I don't know why I thought that would work. So yeah, this is just a wee recap to say that I'm back, and I hope you're happy to see me. This might cause most of you to unsubscribe, who even knows, but I'm looking forward to coming back and just having fun with reading. I've read a lot in the last year and I'm excited to kind of share more books with you. I'm currently reading Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. It's dragons, there's so much disability rep from the female main character, and it's very Hunger Games Divergent-esque with dragons, and I think there's an enemies to lovers romance. I'm like 60% of the way through and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I have totally been caught up with the hype train on TikTok, but I'm here for it. I'm really enjoying it. I also have just started The Space Between Worlds by Micaiah Johnson. I'm not very far into this, but this is so intriguing as well. This is sci-fi, and I got this book gifted to me by the another thing that's changed, you may have noticed, is I got another cat. This is Haku. He is 3 months old and he is the most adorable and cuddly boy you can imagine. He is a purebred ragdoll, so he's going to be massive and cuddly, but he is just an absolute joy with the sweetest blue eyes. So you'll have double the cat content that you did before, but he's very cuddly. You won't be able to hear him purring because he's so tiny, but yes, he's insanely cute and likes a good scrunchy cuddle. He interrupted me, but I don't mind interrupted by an adorable kitten. As I was going on to say, I'm currently also reading The Space Between Worlds by Micaiah Johnson. This is sci-fi. I'm not very far into it, but I'm really enjoying it. This was gifted to me through the Waypoint Books book subscription box. I'm one of their reps for the next couple of months, and this was one of the picks that I got. I have a discount code for you if you are interested in trying the book subscription box out. You get 30% off your first subscription box, and you get 2 books sent to you if you pick that particular full moon subscription. You get a surprise, and you get one out of a selection of 3 that you've picked. And it's especially curated to you because the owner of Waypoint gives you a survey, and you can give links to your Goodreads and your StoryGraph, and it's very like individually tailored and curated. It's been brilliant so far, so I'm really enjoying that. I'm also hoping to perhaps read in this month of July Pride and Prejudice. I think it's Pride and Prejudice month. I can't remember the name of it. I'll leave it here what that's called, but Hannah over at Ladette M, I'll leave her linked down below, has been doing lots of reading vlogs, reading lots of retellings of Pride and Prejudice, and I have an edition myself and I've never read it, even though I love the film, so I'm hoping to read that this month too. Other than that, I'm not really sure. I'm very much a mood reader, so yes, hopefully you stick around and don't unsubscribe now that you've been reminded that you still are subscribed to me. Hopefully you're happy to see me perhaps posting again. And yes, this is the start of a reading vlog, if the title didn't make it obvious. So for now, Haku and I are going to go, and I'll check back in with you later once I've read some more. I just finished Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. I work from home and I just finished reading it on my lunch break and it was so good. I totally got caught up in the hype train, especially on TikTok with Fourth Wing, but it was everything I wanted just now. It was so much like The Hunger Games, Divergent, had dragons in it. It was like military, enemies to kind of lovers. Romance aspect was quite a big part of this story too. So if you're not into like romantic fantasy, then don't pick it up. But I had a great time reading this, and the most annoying thing is that when I do get caught up in really popular current books is that you have to then wait for all the sequels, because I normally am a bit more of a backlist reader because I get a lot of my books secondhand and things like that. But this is the first book in, I believe, 5-book series, and the second book's not out yet, so it's just going to be a long, infuriating wait for every instalment for this series. But I had a great time with it, and I'm then going to concentrate on The Space Between Worlds and get more of this read. I'm not sure how much more I'll get read today, because that was like 150 pages I read at lunchtime there to finish Fourth Wing. But I might check in later and see what I've gotten read today, this very gloomy Monday morning. So I've read to about page 100 of The Space Between Worlds, and it's just getting really interesting. There's a few things going on and I'm very intrigued. I'm still not really sure where this plot's going. There's quite a few different avenues it could take, because it's to do with like parallel worlds, it's to do with like multiple people in parallel worlds being like the same and having the same kind of life if slightly different. So I'm not really sure the way it's going to go. I'm very intrigued by the characters and what's going on. I also started Pride and Prejudice. I've listened to an audiobook while I was doing some sewing. I'm about 11% in. I don't really read classics very often, but I thought I would pick up Pride and Prejudice for Jane Austen month. It's interesting so far. It's quite funny. I'm much preferring the audiobook. I don't think I would be very good at just physically reading it. But I have watched the film, so I do vaguely know what's going on, things like that. So it's not too out of my realm to kind of follow the story. And yeah, that's my update so far. So I've got about 100 pages left in The Space Between Worlds. This has gotten really good and really intriguing. I didn't know... I was intrigued by the plot, but at that point I didn't really know what angle this story was going to take and what direction it was going to go. But these characters are so interesting. This world with the parallel universes and the multiple dimensions kind of thing is really interesting. And the different like hierarchies of people is really, really cool. And it's just so diverse with the types of people and characters. And there's so many bad people in here, and there's so many ambivalent people. And yeah, without like obviously spoiling things, but yeah, I'm really intrigued to see how this last 100 pages goes down and what ends up happening in the climax of the story, because it could go either way. It could really go anywhere whatsoever. And yeah, I'm intrigued, and I think it'll be really interesting. And then I've also been listening to Pride and Prejudice on audiobook. I think I'm on chapter 16. And yeah, it's good. I'm definitely glad that I'm listening to an audiobook. I couldn't just sit and read a classic like this. I'm not really a classic reader, but I'm enjoying it. I listen to it by audiobook just when I'm pottering about the house, doing chores and stuff. Hi, Haku. And then also when I've got quiet moments while I'm at my desk working and I can sit and listen to something at the same time. That's been quite good to occupy myself. And yeah, it's Wednesday and I feel like I've read a decent amount this week so far, and I'm quite pleased with that. So yeah, I'll check back in soon. I'd be really curious to hear what you're reading this week, and if you're enjoying it, and also if you're participating in the Jane Austen July kind of reading challenge that's happening. I'd love to have a chat with you in the comments about it. So I finished The Space Between Worlds today, and this was fantastic. For the longest time, I wasn't sure what direction it was going in. It was very intriguing and interesting, but the character of Cara is so brilliantly crafted. I think they have such an interesting life, and what they go on to do and how they impact this world / all worlds was really, really cool. I really enjoyed it. There were so many intriguing characters in here, and so many people on the cusp of being bad and evil and you don't quite know where they stand. There's like messy lines of allegiance and things like that. It was just really interesting. I did find it kind of confusing in the beginning, but that's because of all the world hopping and people being different just slightly in each world, if that makes sense. But I really enjoyed this. This was a great standalone science fiction, and I would really encourage you to pick it up, and with some sapphic representation in here too. I then dived straight into Late Eclipses by Shauna Maguire. This is the 4th book in the October Day series. It's a really long series. I think there's like going to be 16 books out by the end of this year or something. So this is number 4. I read the first 3 back to back. And I've got a fair few. I've got a stack down there of quite a few of them that I bought secondhand. I don't want to read them all back to back because I think I'd get sick of it a wee bit because there's a lot of books, but I don't want to leave them too far apart because I'm very forgetful and I have to reread things and I want to kind of just keep the momentum going. So I read the first 3 back to back just to kind of cement myself in the world, and then I think I'll read one book in between other books I'm reading, or read a couple of books and then come back. So I think I'm just going to dip in and out and pick up a book of this series every couple of books, just to kind of keep my hand in with the series. I'm already like nearly a third of the way through, and this is just such a fun urban fantasy series, very much rooted in Celtic culture, fae, creatures, lots of mystical fairy tales live just slightly hidden out of general society. It's an urban fantasy and it's set in San Francisco, and yeah, I just really enjoy it. I love Shauna Maguire, aka Myra Grant, and I have read most of their work, if not all of them. I'm trying to work through their backlist, and this is an older series of theirs that they are still updating and bringing out new books for, and it's just good fun. So I've enjoyed dipping back into that world as well. I didn't make any progress with Pride and Prejudice today. I ended up just listening to podcasts instead of picking up Pride and Prejudice, so I think that's going to be more of a month-long July book. It's not going to be a quick read for me because it's a classic. So yeah, that's my wee update for now, and I'll probably check back in with you tomorrow. And just like that, it's the end of this reading vlog. I'm really pleased with what I got read. I finished Fourth Wing. I read practically the whole of The Space Between Worlds. I'm about 65 pages into Pride and Prejudice, which I think is just going to be my audiobook for the rest of this month, and I'm enjoying it so far. And I'm halfway through Late Eclipse, and I'm enjoying this as well. What did you get read this week? Are you making progress with your TBR or your reading challenge that you've got set for July? And I hope you enjoyed this video and are happy that I'm back to making content on this YouTube channel. I hope some people actually see this, because for all of you that are still subscribed, this might not even get pushed out to you. Who knows? But I would love to have a chat with you in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video, whenever that ends up being.